sense. We were one together, we were so close. I loved her, one of the most important things in my life, I thought. I was once in a place where life had no more meaning. It's safe to say that I was lost. A night without sleep seemed like an eternity to me. I expected the feeling to fade the moment I awake, but it didn't. When you hang in there, time flies by, and life throws you different cool stuff. Cool new people, old friends, fun new memories. In fact, I found out that that's not all there is, and I'm not the only one in this room that has experienced this. Does it really get better? Only if you let it, only if you're willing, only if you let it go, only if you let. Get out and live, get up and live, get up and live, get out and live. Get up and live. Live.
I am Ricky. So, ever since Angst, my album, was released in 2014, I have done some really stupid shit and continue doing so. I have failed horribly at relationships. I've experienced close friends and family passing away. And just overall, I've fallen just flat on my face, time and time again. But the cool thing is that I've transferred these emotions, these shitty emotions of frustration, of anger, of sadness, of hopelessness even, and I've transferred them into a new collection of songs and pieces of spoken word, of poetry. So if shit happens, my goal is to convert that shit into something useful, to convert crap that has happened and convert it into something practical, something that I can use as a tool to just lift me up from that situation, from that shitty situation. If you're going through a divorce, if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through a shitty situation, either business or whatever, just a shitty situation overall, these things are to remind me that I was in the shithole, and I just got myself out of it just because of writing, just because of putting my emotions to paper and to music, and to sing it with this angst, with this frustration, and to sing it with like all of my heart, and just like let it out, and just let it out and vent. Like, just that in and by itself is just so therapeutic to me, and it helps me with life. That is why it is one of the loves of my life. I just couldn't know even what to do without it. And so, having said that, I want to share with you some stories about these new pieces, about these new songs, about these new poems. So fuck it, let's just do it, alright? This song is called Burn, Burn, Burn. The premise, the basic premise, the main idea of it is just that sometimes you have to burn the past in order to start from scratch, in order to build a new future. So Let's do it.
Just when I thought I had the world under control, you whisked a rug under my feet, and I fell face first. Love shook me to my knees and left me with cuts. In my heart I kiss your feet and I worship you. Come on! When the rose-colored glasses fail, when the perfection faded, my high emotions dissipated. Come on! Not because I can't find someone better, it's not about that. It's about me, it's about making myself the man of my dreams, the person I always dreamed to be strong in heart and mind. That is the only way, even if it means burning the bridge, if it means never saying yo. I need to build a man that I would be proud of, someone worthy of myself. That's right. I'm sure that one day when all this winter ends, the sun will shine and I will breathe and everything will bloom. And best of all is that we have survived, and now it's time to face a new day, a new beginning, a time to thrive.
It seems really, really weird to call myself either a musician or a poet. But the only thing that I can tell you is that I really, really enjoy, I give a shit about making music and writing poetry at a very, very deep level. So I don't know whatever you may want to call that. That's okay with me. That's what I am. Back in 2012, I was going through a really shitty period in my life. I was going through a divorce. And I know it just sounds like, oh my god, everybody has divorces or whatever. But imagine if you've had the wonderful experience of going through a breakup. Imagine that, magnified times 10. Alright? And it sucked. It was like sucked the life out of me. So to distract myself, I decided to take on a new hobby, which is I wanted to really learn how to sing and play at the same time, because I thought that it was just miraculous when my friends did it. Whenever El Basi or El Chacho played the guitar and sang at the same time, I was like, holy shit, how did that even happen? Like, wow. So I bought a guitar and I started learning cover songs, my favorite songs by Against Me, by Bad Religion, some even from the Beatles and stuff. And I started noticing patterns. I started noticing that most of the songs are either composed of just 2 chords or 3 chords or 4 chords, but maximum 6 to 8 chords. Like, that's all you need to know. I started noticing all of these patterns just re-emerging song after song, and I was like, once you break a song down like that, or many songs like that, especially one of the most, the most famous and the songs that you most like the most, when you break them down at that level, you're like, why not? I'll give it a shot. What do I have to lose? I'm already in the shithole. I'm already going through this crappy stage in my life. So I started writing poetry, and I started combining that poetry with music. And of course they formed songs. And I was just so fucking excited. It was like the coolest feeling in the world just to invent that first song, which was Being Okay. But that was just it was just so cathartic to me. It was so relieving of even just a little bit of my pain that I felt in those days. So, long story short, that led me to make a full album called Angst, and it is a collection of songs and spoken word. And that led me to do shows, to perform on stage, either here in Austin or in San Antonio. That's where I started. And it just started to grow, as a hobby, just as something that I enjoyed to do, something that I loved to do, something where I can't even imagine myself not doing that anymore, because it was just like ripping something off from my soul. It was at that deep of a level, and it was super badass to discover something like that. It's almost like discovering the love of your life. Like, where were you? Where the hell were you all of these years? Like that. Like, it was like that instant. Like, that is the love of my life, or one of the loves of my life. All right, this one is called The First Day of the Year. Jeez, it's hot in here. I was a worm. Now I'm a butterfly. I can fly and I'm suddenly all colorful and shit. It's the first day of being new. First day of flight. The first day of being up here. Everything is different. My worm friends are still worming around doing the same thing they always had. Funny seeing all this from up here, a different perspective. From this day on, I have a new job in this world. I'm a worm with wings now. I suck from flowers for food now. And all you worms will be on your own journey and with your own wings one day. Know that as your days go by. Know that as your troubles go by. Know that as you think you can't go on and suddenly you're on top of the world and everything looks so little from here. Everything looks so insignificant and trivial. Your worm past, your worm problems, and even your wormy little fears seem pedestrian. You'll have flying butterfly problems one day, but they'll be way better than the wormiest of your worm worries. One day, soon.
It's been What do you want? What are you expecting? To break into a ball of falling in love. You walk so careful, watching your every move. You built a fort around you, secure in your lonely castle of memories and regrets. Why is it so hard to live free of the shackles of hurt and shame and fear? What does life have to be so hard? It's harder and tougher to stand me around you. The flow of negativity and gloom. Yet here I am. Gets harder and tougher to stand me around you. The flow of negativity and gloom. Yet here I am. On your doorstep, looking for hope. My loneliness projects on the road up ahead. Up ahead. I wish you could breathe so deep until your pain doesn't ache, and fall into my arms and feel peace and love. Peace and
All right, this is probably my most favorite poem out of all of the collection. It's just the raw humanity in it. So here we go. It's called Free. As I sat listening to the party, the beautiful reverberation of stories in the night, stories of romance and death, one about a woman whose husband died of a stroke in the arms of a prostitute. All he wanted was to fulfill a desire too embarrassed to tell his wife what he wanted. Afraid of judgments, so he paid someone to not judge and hold him tight. He couldn't have predicted that to be his last night, but it was, and it brought shame to his name. Wife secluded herself for months on end, didn't want to face the hypothetical questions swirling in her mind of what people might judge. In a parallel universe free from judges and criticisms, he would have told his wife, "I have a deep desire for you. I want to explore you more sexually. I want to fuck you like we've never fucked. Fucking exploring ourselves until every single molecule, every single cell, and every single sensation has been felt. And she would agree because deep down she wanted to connect more fully, more enriched in her human experience. She didn't judge, she opened up and went with the flow of life, the natural flowing life. And the day he dies in her arms. Both fulfilled, both happy that they lived and loved fully, played it all out. The only fear was to have not loved at that height. Free from fear of what her husband would judge immoral or wrong, free from guilt, from did I really give my all, and free from the sadness and endless questions, all because of fear. So this song is called Échame al mar, Throw Me to the Sea, and it honors a very awesome poet from Piedras Negras, Coahuila. He passed away a few years ago. He was a very, very close friend of mine, and he was an amazing poet. He was a boxer, a flawed human being, just like all of us here. And this is to honor him, Rolando Tamayo Chavarria. Échame al mar.
Échame al mar, sepúltame en la arena, deja que beba la espuma del agua, del polvo, de tierra, del norte coral del mezquite. ¡Hey! Échame al mar. Aleteos que riñe la luna en algún escondrijo. ¿Acaso enfadas porque me ciño tocando tus valles, filtrando en tu ropa? Échame al mar, voz de metal. Échame al mar, voz de metal. ¡Hey! Échame al mar, hija del sueño, no te aprisiones golpeando merengue, las tipas desnudas que empapan tus cuerpos, pensando el nirvana de mi casal y échame al mar, voz de metal, échame al mar. Metal, échame al mar, ¡hey! Deja que canten los ríos, la flauta del pedernal, hundida en diamante, hiriendo las alas de los recuerdos. Échame al mar. Fuego, mariposa de brisa, hija del sueño, voz de metal, échame al mar, voz de metal, échame al mar, voz de metal, ¡hey! 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 ¡Hey!
That's it. What we've experienced so far is just a tiny sampling of what the album actually is. And I share them in the hopes that someone relates to my shit, that identifies with my problems, with my heartbreaks. someone identifies with my shit, because I'm human and I fuck up and I fail. Alright, just one more thing before I go. If you find a connection or like something, a song or a piece of poetry or whatever, be my friends and connect. Just connect as human beings and be friends. You know? I could use one more friend. I'm sure you do. So, that's all I have to say. I'm out of here. Alright, where's my guitar case?